Hi there. I'm back again, Geraldine Ryan Lush. Um, I'm wearing this cap today because I just got back from a walk. My hair needs to be washed. and It was a kind of a grey day. I didn't really feel like dressing according to the weather, so I decided to bring that up a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to do something this evening. I'm going to read something that I wrote, a long time ago, something like 20 years ago, and it was stuffed away in my files. And I came across it the other day, and I don't know, it sort of made me smile anyway. It's a children's picture book text, and after working so hard at my latest collection of poetry, the first draft finished, yay! Something like 60 plus poems in a collection of poetry. It's not children's poetry, it's adult poetry. Will be my second collection. I just needed a kind of a reprieve from all that, so because it was it was all winter I was working at it, so the first draft anyway, it's done, so I can kind of just relax for a little while before I start working at the rest of it. Getting it polished and everything. So I just thought I'd have a little bit of different kind of video this evening. Kind of still fun and light, and a few lessons there too with writing picture books from my perspective anyway, and from my experience. So first, I'm going to read this whole text to you. It's not very long. The text of a picture book which will be published at some point. I mean, it's been stashed away for a long, long time, and I always knew it was there, but I just never got around to doing anything about it. So I did type it up years ago, but I didn't do much with it as regards to getting it published. But it's still quite publishable in my view, and I'm going to read it. It's only short, and after I read it, I'm going to tell you how I approached publishers when I was early on, like 25 years ago, when I was sending material to publishers, etc., and editors, and how I approached them and how I formatted the picture book text. So I hope you get something out of that. So no strings attached. Just I hope you continue to watch my videos and subscribe or whatever. I have 18 books written altogether, so, and they're on the market. So, like I said, the 19th one will be just completed in first draft. So, in the meantime, I'm going to read this story called The Braided Headbands, a children's picture book. And it concerns a little girl who didn't want to wear certain clothes. So it kind of illustrates the child's kind of security with being herself. If she doesn't like to wear something, she doesn't have to wear it, kind of thing, and what she's not going to be in life. She knows what she wants at a very early age. So it's also her mother works, and it's also about spending unconditional time with her mother, and the mother-child bond, and because it's the most timeless gift a parent can give a child instead of their unconditional love. So anyway, I'll get to the story, and I hope you like it. It's called The Braided Headband. My mother came home from work one day and brought me home a poncho, all squeaky and yellow and wide, with a hole in the middle for my head to go through. It would keep the rain off me. It would keep the rain off on the field trip, she said. I didn't like it. I looked like a tent. A few days later, she came home from work and brought me home a jumpsuit, all cottony and spotty and green, with snaps down the middle, so I could dress in a hurry. It was wash and wear, and wrinkle-free. It would be nice for Natasha's birthday party on Saturday, she said. I didn't like it. I looked like a frog. A week later, she came home from work and she brought me home some stretch pants, all spandex and purple and black, with stirrups in the bottom for my feet to go through. They had iron with care and dry clean only, stitched across the waist of them. They even had a skirt with pink pleats. They would be nice for gymnastics tryout also on Saturday, she said. I said, thanks, Mom, but I didn't really like them. I looked like a ballerina. I like watching ballerinas, but I'd probably never be one. On the weekend, my mother went to Zeller's and brought me home some jeans, denim blue. They had multicolored pockets and star-shaped stones in the middle. She combed my hair in bangs to show off my pretty eyes, she said. I wore the jeans, but I didn't like my bangs. I put on my braided headband. Colours can pad my forehead with their paws when I have that on. And my eyes look the same to me. Colours is her cat. I wore the headband every day and the jeans with the star-shaped stones. When Auntie visited, my mother laughed and said, she's still wearing that braided headband. What am I going to do with her? Don't do anything with her, Auntie said, and they talked over tea. On Monday, my mother came home from work and she had a gift from Grandpa. A wide-brimmed white straw hat with an orange ribbon trailing down the back of it. To wear on a family portrait, she said. I said, thanks, Mom. I said, thanks, Grandpa, but to tell you the truth, I didn't really like it. I looked like a model. I like looking at models, but I don't really want to be one. I put the hat on colours. She is orange too. Her eyes won't be so watery when she plays in the sun. Sorry. Okay. On Wednesday, my mother came home from work with a pair of sneakers with snaps and a silk polyester dress with flecks through every part of it. To go with the hat with the ribbons, she said, to wear on our family portrait. She combed my hair in bangs again. I wore the sneakers, but when she wasn't looking, I put on my braided headband. And I just couldn't help it, but I didn't like the dress. I can't play fetch with Stanislaus in silk polyester dresses that have flecks through every part of them. Stanislaus is the dog. When Auntie visited, my mother sighed and said, she won't wear the hat with the ribbon or the silk polyester dress. What am I going to do with her? Don't do anything with her, Auntie said, and we went to get our picture taken. Colours came too, inside the orange hat. On Friday, my mother stopped in at the mall after work. She brought me home a big, this is kind of faded here. She brought me home a big wide yellow sweatshirt with my big soft yellow initial embroidered down the front. They were 50% off and going fast, she said, to wear when we go biking, she said. I liked it some. I look like a camp counselor. I like looking at camp counselors. Maybe I'll be one. On Tuesday, my mother came home from work and brought me home a blazer, a bathing suit and a snorkel to wear on my summer vacation, she said. I wore the suit, but I didn't like the snorkel. I looked like a diver. Divers are great, but I'm sure I'll never be one. I tried on the blazer. It was velvet. I looked like a member of Parliament. When Auntie visited, I put on the snorkel and clowned around. I even put it on Stanislaus. Auntie laughed. Mom laughed too. They chatted over tea. That Friday evening, my mother came home from work, and she didn't bring me home anything. Just a hug. And she didn't comb my hair in bangs. I wore my braided headband, and we chatted over tea. I like this one a lot. Why I was pausing on some of the words there is because this paper is fax paper. It's a copy of something I faxed years ago. That's why it's thin, flimsy, and as you can see, It's a wonder I got to read any of it. But it's the original is somewhere that this was copied from. So, but this is just fax paper. Now I will proceed with what I was going to tell you about how I used to when I would be submitting to publishers years ago. The format I would use for making it concise and neat and tidy, and you know, respect for the editor, really. So I don't know if you can see this because it's just fax paper, but up here on the left hand side it just says picture book manuscript by the author Geraldine Ryan Lush, the title over here, and then a short description of what kind of format that I'm projected format. This one was projected for a 32 page or 24 page format, and then I said here's a page breakdown of the text. So I put each block of text in it, and I just said P1 for page 1 text, and then each block of text for each to make up 24 pages. I think this one was how many pages? I think it was for 24 page. Yeah, because it gets right down there. Well, it's 21 here, but by the time it's all done, it'll be 24 anyway. So that was just projection. I mean, that would change with you know, by the time it's published or whatever the publishers and the editors wanted, etc., etc. And sometimes I would also use IDs for illustration or some kind of little notation, something like that. But they could change that too. Although I did have a lot of input into the illustrations of my books, I have to say. So that was good. I always did have a lot of input into illustrations. So as well with submitting years ago, of course, that was before I submitted everything unsolicited, because at least, you know, years ago it was different. Now you pretty well need an agent to submit unsolicited material. But I solicited it just to the publishers themselves, right directly to the publishers. You know, I don't know how many of them do that. Some of them do look at work that is not done by an agent. But anyway, that's what I did years ago. So, you know, if I remember, I have my cover letter, about the size of that here, my cover letter, and not long, not drawn out, just a concise, clear description of the book, the message, the synopsis, what it's about, the format, like I said, your credentials, if you have any publishing experience, things like that. And I have to say, in all my correspondence with publishers, ever since I began writing in 1988 or 89, around there, I've never had letters come back, form letter, you know. It was always a personal letter, and very encouraging too. They were always very encouraging. I'm not saying I didn't get rejections, because I did, like anybody, and everybody gets rejections from time to time. But I have to say I did get positive feedback. I got good response. I was always they always responded to me, and I think it was because I kind of was respectful towards them and what they wanted to see and what they wanted to deal with when they were pawing through the slush pile, you know. I was respectful towards the, you know, I mean, I showed a bit of knowledge and a bit of expertise, I guess, like, you know, at least I tried to anyway, and in how to submit. So I think that's probably why I always had a lot of success with submissions, and I still do to this day. So it's just a few thoughts, you know, like you have to be, just don't send anything and sloppy material or anything like that. Like, spend time at it, spend time with your submissions. And picture books might look easy, but they take a certain amount of finesse, you know, to get it right. This one, I remember when I wrote this too, I wrote it on a sunny day on the patio with a cup of tea. And I can remember I had the umbrella over my head, and I was the umbrella on the patio, and I was sitting there and in the backyard and the garden, and I was having a cup. No, maybe it was a coffee though, because it was in the morning, I think. But anyway, I never stopped until I had it finished, and of course I had to do a number of drafts of it and everything. But that's the final draft that I just read there. Now, I mean, this could take. There could be a couple of things that could change in this. I mean, I could change. Maybe even some of the clothes, or for example, there's something there that, for example, the stores. I mean, there's not even a Zillow store around anymore, I don't think, but there was then, so Kmart and places like that, so little things like that. But I don't think there's anything major needed with it. But it's one of my, I don't know, one of my things I will deal with later. Not for a while, because I just finished writing a book of poetry, adult poetry, like I said, and that's going to be my thing now. I mean, it's my main project for a while. I'm really into that, but I had to kind of take time away. And just when I need to take time away, I root through stuff. I mean, I got a lot of stuff to root through, so from way back. So it's fun, though. I have to say, it's fun, and you get a whole new perspective on what you wrote. You're just like a new editor that's looking at a whole new piece of work, because you've forgotten. You remember writing it, but you forgot the actual content of what was there. So when you read it again, you're like an editor that's just overseeing something and wondering if they like it or not, or the good points, the bad points, or whatever. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you do enjoy it, and you want to leave a comment somewhere on Instagram or YouTube or Twitter, I may put it on Facebook. I'm not a really really big Facebook fan, but I may put it on Facebook. Anyway, I'm on Instagram and I'm on YouTube under Deanie Dishes, which I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I should have had it all under the one, Geraldine Ryan-Lush. But anyway, I'm under Deanie Dishes. So Deanie Dishes is me, Geraldine Ryan-Lush. So when you see Deanie Dishes on Instagram, that's me too. Although I have it actually inserted there that it's Geraldine Ryan-Lush. So anyway, I hope you really enjoyed this, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to do, and I hope you enjoy it and get something out of it. So take care, and like I said, you can visit me on YouTube. You can subscribe if you want, or whatever, and you can check me out on Amazon and all these places I just told you. So I just like to do this once in a while. I don't do videos all that often, but I do enjoy them once in a while. So have a nice week, and take care. Bye bye.